Hey friends, I'm doing another episode of Darkplace, which I didn't think I'd be doing, but everyone was so encouraging in the comments and really kind and really wanted me to do more, so heck yeah, of course I will. I was very nervous about posting it because I didn't know if it would be very fun to watch, since as much as I like watching reactions to shows I like, I just was kind of nervous that it wouldn't be that interesting to watch. But I was happy that people liked it because I would love to do more TV show reactions because I just think they're fun. Because I don't have anyone to watch these shows with, so I kind of feel like I can watch them a little bit through you guys. Especially, yeah, if anyone, I'm gonna start trying to put these guys out regularly. I know there aren't very many episodes, but I want to just kind of get them all out. If people have recommendations for other things I should do, please let me know. Especially UK TV, just because I feel I'm always like, oh, I love British TV, and when I think about it, I really haven't seen very much. Like obviously Doctor Who, but then like I was a huge fan of like Black Books and Spaced and Coupling back in the day. I've seen like I thought I saw, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a big fan of Blackadder. I'm like, you've seen one episode. I've seen the holiday special, and then I've seen like compilation clips. And I've seen some Red Dwarf, and I've seen the first episode of IT Crowd, and that's it. And I've seen 2 episodes of Mighty Boosh, and that's kind of it that I can think of. As far as UK TV goes. Yeah, but you know, the first episode was so fun. I did go in there completely blind. It's also been a minute since I watched the first episode, so apologies if I end up repeating myself. I'll try really hard not to. But I did do a little bit of research for the second episode, finding out that apparently the character of Garth Marenghi is a character that oh shoot, I just forget his name, oh no! Something Wholeness, the actor and writer would perform on stage, and that's amazing. Like, that is so fantastic. I love character performers like that. Like, I'm a huge fan of the podcast Comedy Bang Bang. I love like Andy Daly, and some of the characters he does on stage just make me so happy. So that's fantastic. I've never gotten to see a show like that, with the exception of maybe like if you count I saw Nick Kroll and John Mulaney's show Oh Hello before it went to Broadway. It played like twice in LA, and I got to see it then. But yeah, I think character driven stuff like that is so fun. So yeah, anyway, I'm really excited to see what episode 2 has, because episode 1, from what I can recall, was completely bonkers and so beautifully, perfectly terrible.
Mike stared in disbelief as his hands fell off. From them rose millions of tiny maggots. Maggots? Maggots. 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 Maggots.
It does. The funniest thing is it's so dumb, but I hate bugs, so it is kind of getting to me. I'm like, stop saying maggots. Oh, I forgot to mention a hilarious thing I found out. Just kind of irony a little bit, I suppose. But the guy who plays Garth Marenghi, he directed a horror film, which I have not seen because I'm too scared to watch it, called Possum, which is really funny to me. This character who's desperate to be scary made a horror film I'm too scared to see. I really want to see it. I've heard good things. A lot of that comes down to there is a puppet creature in it, and the puppet is extremely spider-like, and I'm very, very afraid of spiders. And it's just spider. I've seen clips. I've tried to see like pictures, so like, can I handle this? For everything I've seen, it's just too spidery enough that it will freak me out. So it is very hilarious that this guy did make a horror film that I'm too scared to watch. I can't watch it. As much as I love horror, I cannot handle spiders or maggots.
All over the floor of the post office in Leytonstone. Greetings, friend. I hope you're sitting uncomfortably, be it on your sofa, armchair, or beanbag, if that's how you choose to live your life. I'm Garth Marenghi, horror writer. You know, everyone has a special talent. Mine is being able to write, produce, direct, act, paint. Other people are good plumbers, that's their gift. When I wrote, directed and starred in Garth Marenghi's Darkplace back in the 1980s, the television industry was up cack alley, and the inside of my head looked to be its only ticket out. This show could have changed the world. If only the station hadn't cancelled it for a rerun of Who's the Boss. But they were scared of my script's radical predictions. I portended that by the year 2040, the world would see its first female mechanic, and who knows, she might even do a decent job. In any case, I wish her the very best. Still, so much for possibility, French for
I think the thing I love about this character is that he is such a misogynist, but if you asked him, he thinks he's a feminist, which is very funny to me. Of like, he's just like, no, I believe women can do things. Sure. They can do things. Like, it's just like, he believes in women, and he's so misogynistic, it's really funny. And again, cutting back to the same angle of like, you can tell, and because this is in his house, I hope he didn't break into someone's house. We'll say it's his house. So any shot he does in this house, in the basement, in his office, he has set up. He believes these are the good shots. He believes they're the ones that make him look powerful or professional or scary. He is his own little director here.
In any case, I wish her the very best. Still, so much for possibility, French for possibilities. Tonight, I take no small amount of pleasure in bringing you this forgotten episode of Darkplace.
$5 says he has that cutout of himself in every single room of the house. I'm just saying. It 1000% watches him while he sleeps, there's no question.
Along with interviews from myself and my publisher, Dean Lerner, a man who was there during its creation and didn't die or offend me. Take this gift, sit back and enjoy...
Didn't die or offend me? Does that mean the others died or offend you? Is that what we haven't heard from the other two actors? What happened? Oh no. That's very funny. Also, someone in the comments mentioned Dean Lerner has a spinoff. If that's true, I have to go find it because I'm kind of obsessed with that character in this so far.
Didn't die or offend me. Take this gift, sit back and enjoy what still points the way forward for humanity. Love, loyalty, sacrifice, and extrasensory perceptive telepathic psychokinetic powers.
Yep.
Voici. You're welcome.
Thank you.
I'm Garth Marenghi, author, dreamweaver, visionary, plus actor. You are about to enter the world of my imagination. You are entering my dark place.
Apologies if I'm missing a joke because I realized it's been a minute and I don't remember what was in the opening credits, so I don't know if they've changed. I'm gonna assume they haven't, but who knows? But I just realized that like I won't have noticed that if they have changed. Darn. Tree so much. It always reminds me of, I don't know if I said this, see now the problem is I don't know if I said it last time, but it reminds me of the tree in Beetlejuice, the nice fucking model tree that Beetlejuice kicks over. I just love that it's a miniature.
No, it's always the same.
Have you ordered chicken?
Yes, of course I have.
I'm so tired of waiting.
How long have you been here?
3 hours.
Jesus.
Try the...
Based on, what was that?
How long?
Based on melodies originally whistled by Garth Marenghi. That's funny. Oh my gosh. And again, just the voiceover that they clearly recorded later. That is something so funny to me, is that like the idea of punch-up writers that will write, like, they're not the original script writer for the show or the movie, but they're these guys that usually comics they get in a room. I know Patton Oswalt has talked about, like, in his stand-up, he's told stories of doing punch-up, where it's just, like, it's basically a bunch of people throwing out jokes or random lines of dialogue to be said by people not on camera while other stuff is happening, to just kind of add to it, either by adding a joke or whatever it may be. I'm always fascinated by weird punch-up lines.
How long have you been here?
3 hours.
Jesus.
Try the fish.
Fish is off.
How long is it going to take the so-called chef to cook this chicken? Sorry, I'm not usually this bad-tempered. I'm just really peckish.
Don't be silly. I should be thanking you for looking after me so well.
No problem, I guess. How long is it going to take the so-called chef to cook this?
Maybe he was. Now I have no idea. When it cut to that weird framing of him, I was wondering if maybe it was that, like, he was taller than everyone else, so like the camera just didn't want to deal with having to adjust. But no, that's just a weird ass shot.
Chicken. Sorry, I'm not usually this bad-tempered. I'm just really peckish.
Don't be silly. I should be thanking you for looking after me so well.
No problem. I know that first days can be a real pain in the ass.
Who's that? He seems to have a special aura around him.
That's Dr. Rick Douglas, MD, the world-famous GP. He's a brilliant yet troubled man, and I'm privileged enough to know him. Here, I'll introduce you.
The doctors want their chicken.
Tell the doctors the chicken will be ready in 5 minutes. Son of a bitch.
Whoa, what's going on with that chicken?
5 more minutes.
You said 5 minutes.
Do you know what's going on with this flipping chicken?
The word is it'll be ready in 5 minutes.
I'll believe that when I see it.
Tell me about it. Have you met the temp?
Listen, sweetheart, I've not got time to shoot the shit. So why don't you and your new...
Is the temp secretly a robot? Because boy looks like a robot. It looks like a Stepford husband. I'm so sorry about my cough. Oh my god, the like frozen angle and then just the sharp turns are killing me. Oh my god.
boyfriend carry some chicken out to my office when it comes, if it ever comes.
Hey,
Rude.
are you alright?
No, I mean, yes, I deserve that.
Look at the shitty prop.
Hey, are you alright?
So clearly, to just make it easier, the props were just like, you know, again, in the story of the bad show, not in the story of the show we're watching, the story of the show that we're watching in the show. That they just had everyone have their so they can use the same like trays while they're sitting and not eating when they're pretending to eat. They have clearly the fork and knife like glued to the tray. So when he knocks it down, it just stuck like that. Oh god, that made me laugh. Great, I'm gonna be coughing the whole time because when I laugh, I cough. Again, apologies in advance. Yay, long COVID. If I waited for the cough to go away, I would never record anything. God, that dumb stuff like that makes me laugh so hard. It's so silly. But it's such a magical touch that someone thought to do that. Of like, what would a bad show do? Well, it would do this.
No, I mean, yes, I deserve that. Where's this flipping chicken?
Who said
There's
that?
banana! Continuity.
Was it you, Missy?
I freaking thought when the chef talked a second ago, I swore it sounded like Stephen Merchant. There he is. Hey, friend. Man, I used to be such a... I know I've watched one... I think I watched the first series of the original Office. I've never seen the UK or the US Office. But I used to be such a fan of the Ricky Gervais show on Guardian Unlimited. I used to be obsessed with Carl Pilkington and Stephen Merchant. And Stephen Merchant always made me laugh so hard on that show. Again, we have, like I said, continuity error of surprise banana.
Was it you, Missy? Get this into your pretty little face. I said 5 minutes. But nothing. Women like you are the reason this chicken's late in the first place. You'll be lucky if you get any of my lovely chicken if you keep up this kind of behaviour.
Why?
Goddamn son of a bitch. This is great chicken. Getting nothing but flack. When's the chicken? The chicken's ready when I say it's ready. I don't even know what I'm cooking. I'm so angry. Seasoning. Now, what do I need? Tarragon? Maybe. Oregano. Never heard of it. Italian seasoning. Too vague. Old cloves. Yeah, I'll some of them in. Sage? Yeah, sage is from pork. No, I could do pork tomorrow. A little bit of pork over the
Okay, so last episode we had her character is Dead Zone. Now in this one, her character is Carrie. Okay. We're just keeping it Stephen King. She's the Stephen King. Oh, no, of course, Garth Marenghi is the Stephen King, but she's the Stephen King scary character.
Son of a bitch.
It's the looped line reading of son of a bitch. Not just the repeated line. It's clearly they just, like, took the same audio file and put it in repeatedly, which you'll hear in bad shows. Man, I hope this is enjoyable for people. I love pointing out all the amazingly... Because there's something so special about the way that they've planned out how bad this is. And it shows a lot of care. They really care about making this as bad as it can be, thereby making it as good as it can be. This show's special. I get why it's such a cult classic, because it is something special. Oh god, I'm so far in.
If I had to call myself anything, and I hate labels, I would probably say I'm an imaginer.
I call Garth the Orson Welles of horror, and that's not just because of his weight. He is a titan of terror. I call him that as well.
There are rebels, and there are
He's like stifling a burp or something. That's funny. Oh my god. Oh god. Sorry.
I call him that as well.
There are rebels, and there are innovators. I'm a rebel. I play a rebel brain expert who's in rebelliance against conventional logic, who's in rebelliance against the world order. The show is about rebelliance. And if that's not being an innovator, then I don't know what is. My name is Dr. Rick Douglas, MD. I hadn't been sleeping lately. Not that Darkplace lets you get much sleep. The pillows are like cardboard and my duvet's all lumpy. Got the call, chef down, and no, it can't wait till morning. Poor guy, ladled to the head and a fork where a fork don't fit. This damned evil place was getting crazier by the day. Morning all. Cheer up, Liz. How's chef?
How do you think the guy's got a fork through his kernel? He's gonna make it just, but the chicken's off.
He's so perfect the way he holds his arms. Are always like Dean Lerner's arms are always like ha ha ha, just like weird little robot man. It's that joke thing of like actors, bad actors constantly like they're trying to say their lines of what do I do with my hands? I don't know what to do with my hands. He has no idea what to do with his hands or his arms or his face or any parts of his body.
That's a shame. I was looking forward to the chicken. Gentlemen and Liz, it seems as though we have a mystery attacker in Darkplace.
God damn it, my cough. Oh man. It's the saying the line and looking into the camera for a second as if waiting, like, cut, and then cut to, like, a different shot. It reminds me of, there's a take in Cannibal the Musical, which is a very funny musical by the guys who did South Park they did South Park back when they were in college. They did this great magical movie called Cannibal the Musical. And there's one shot of them during a song, and they're all kind of walking, like they're all walking toward the camera, and Trey is in the middle. Trey Parker, he's the director of the movie as well. And so they're all like go up until they hit the camera, and then suddenly they leave the shot in a little bit too long, and you see his arms drop, and you see him mouth cut, and then it cuts to the next shot. And it's just so, I find it like, it's something like that, it's so charming of like these kids that just went out and made this movie while they were in college, which I do highly recommend. It's a great movie and a pretty damn good musical. I mean, like, South Park the Musical, Book of Mormon, they're great musical writers, and Cannibal the Musical is very, very fun. But that moment reminded me of that so much. Oh my god, that's funny.
Forward to the chicken. Gentlemen and Liz, it seems as though we have a mystery attacker in Darkplace. I suggest we split up and search the hospital. Dag, you, Samson and the Temp can search all the wards in the basement. Me and Liz will stay here and search his office.
Wait a minute. Me and Sanch are a team. We don't need a third wheel.
Look, Dag, this Temp was a personal recommendation of wontons. He might look like he's just fallen off the back of a turnip truck, but he wouldn't run if his ass was on fire. He goes with you, and that's a deal breaker.
Fine, but if he makes any administrative errors, I'll bust his hump, and that's a promise.
Look, at least you're not going with Liz.
That's true.
Now get out of here.
That's kind of funny because it's because the actors are shorter, but usually when the camera is showing down on someone, it tends to be to show that they're inferior to the other person, so it is kind of funny that he would allow himself to be shot that way. You'd think that someone like him would, for some reason, make it, even though it wouldn't make sense for the eye lines, for it to always be pointing up at him, which is more like the kind of giving the character a power shot, which started mostly in Citizen Kane, or great examples of in Citizen Kane, Orson Welles, reference to the beginning of the thing by Dean Lerner. I've seen movies. I'm delirious right now. It's fine. I'm glad I'm watching this. I love it. She's like, we need to search the hospital. You search the basement, and I'll search this office. Perfect.
God, I wish I was hitting the walls with those young bucks. But I'm old, tired, spent, busted, rusted, stuck in a mouldy old office with just a moody woman for company. Liz, that bulb's gone again. You couldn't fish another one out from the drawer, could you?
All of us have untapped potential. You know, that's what the Garth Marenghi Foundation is all about, learning to harness psychokinetic abilities in underprivileged kids. We've got the full backing of the army. There's already a child down there who's very intuitive.
Now, I've seen Garth bend a fork, so he knows what he's talking about.
Amazing. This was kind of a thing. So this would have been in, like, the 80s. Well, actually, no. The show was in the 80s. These interviews would have been in the thousands. I think that's when the show came out. But yeah, there are like these crazy schools for like psychokinetic things. There's a really great documentary, not about those schools, but it's the only one I've seen, called An Honest Liar, which is about the amazing Randy, who's a magician, and he throughout a lot of his life went about trying to expose people who claim to be telekinetic, people who claim to be psychic, who claimed to be healers, any kind of things like that. And he sent some of his people into one of these schools claiming to have abilities, and were given like certificates and like given the test by these schools and said like, yes, you do have psychic abilities. And then basically just went like, lol, no they don't, they work for me. Kind of a dick move, but I appreciate where he's coming from. Yeah, that's fascinating. Of course Garth Marenghi would be all into that. Why wouldn't he be?
He's very intuitive.
Now, I've seen Garth bend a fork, so he knows what he's talking about. I mean, we all have abilities. I mean, I once learned how to hypnotise women. But with that power must come responsibility.
Did you attack the chef? Thanks for your time. Did you attack the chef? Thanks for your time. Did you attack the chef? Thanks for your time.
I'll say one thing for the guy. He's very thorough.
I don't like it. Don't you find it funny that all this started to happen when the temp arrived?
What do you reckon? Android?
And it makes sense.
Android,
I've not seen him eat or drink anything since he arrived this morning, and it's 1 p.m. now, so...
Sounds right. What should we do?
Just keep him peeled. We might need to kill him.
Uh-huh, bye. Good gravy. A small bunch of objects are flying of their own accord in E-Wing.
Oh my god.
And apparently more objects are heading this way. Goodbye. Flying object.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, sorry. It just... It's having to pick up the phone, remembering you had to get more information. I remember one time in creative writing class in high school, I would write stories, but I hated like performing them out loud. So I wrote a radio play for all my friends to perform. That was insane, involved like the bird flu or something. It was supposed to be like this really it was supposed to be, the assignment was do something like War of the Worlds. So it was this crazy over the top thing that was mostly about like mass hysteria. But I had a character who ends up shooting himself in like a panic, thinking he's infected. So my friend was performing the character and pretended to shoot himself and did it one line early. And so he had two more, or like 2 months, he had a couple more things to say. So he did the bang and then went like, I missed! And that's the last 2 lines! And then did it. That is that moment. Oh my god, I cannot handle this character. He kills me every time. I'm obsessed with him. I am obsessed with him.
Apparently more objects are heading this way. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Flying objects? It beggars belief.
Well, we've asked everyone in the hospital if they're the mystery attacker, and they've all said no.
And so that's why we're searching the hospital basement?
Exactly.
Dear Dag, we're too late. Looks like our man struck again.
Negative, Sanch. This ain't a fresh kill. In fact, it don't look like a kill at all. Guy probably came down, got lost, went mad, ate his hands, and died right here. Come on. There's nothing we can do for him now. Keep close. These tunnels are really long and curvy.
Clearly. Stop! Wait a minute! Where did all of their flashlights go? God, continuity errors kill me. Suddenly all their flashlights went, meaning either they forgot they were there, which is why it's important to have a script supervisor. Kids, script supervisors are very important. They do very important jobs, which is like this, making sure you're still holding what you need to be holding and in the correct hand. Or you'll end up like this. That or they just misplaced them. Maybe they like went to lunch and they came out and went, oh fuck, and had to finish filming and went like, just continue the way it is. Again, just such a perfect, silly little thing to add in. It just shows incompetency.
Hug the wall.
What is it?
Cordless iron. Friggin' smarts as well.
His voiceover acting is killing me, but what are all these, like, just ominous red rooms that we're walking past? What the fuck's in there? Oh, it's strange. Excuse me.
Of course. That's why these attacks are mysterious. They're not conventional attacks.
What is it?
I've got 2 words for you, Sanch. Telekinesis.
What?
Telekinesis. Someone or something is propelling objects around this hospital.
But who and why and for what reason?
I don't know yet. People do develop telekinetic abilities in some rare cases. Often the subject feels angry or unappreciated. How are you two doing up there?
I'm fine, but I'm having to tread on eggshells vis-a-vis Liz. She's got a face like the proverbial. I think it's her time.
Well, you can tell her from me, if I felt sorry for myself 5 days every month, this hospital will be up the creek. Sans paddle.
Tell me about it. No one gave me any time off when I had troubles in a similar area. I mean, she's a right roll pain in the butt.
Reed?
It's the phone.
Reed!
What, Dag? Hello?
LP519, this is Douglas. I repeat, this is Douglas. It's ringing.
Everything by the kitchen sink.
Jesus.
There's the push in, and then just the, like, having the take go on just half a second longer than it should. Just giving everything an air of being kind of awkward. It's great. And we have floating pens outside. Run! Yes!
I can't hold these plates off much longer, Liz. Why need you help instead of just standing there dreaming about lipstick? Holy cow! It's you, isn't it? You're doing this. I just hope Douglas makes it up here in time.
I do also, can we appreciate the beautiful visible strings? The majestic visible strings. Yes.
Split up! Split up! Can we ring along? This way! See you soon, Dag!
Liz, I want you to be calm. No, Liz. No.
And the sound, no. The sound effects do kind of sound like not those ones, but earlier on there were ones that just sounded more like strings, which are very Carrie. It's been a minute since I've seen Carrie, but I do remember that.
No, Liz. No.
Read.
Jim, in here, quick! Tell Dag it's Liz.
I love that. Didn't prop itself underneath the door handle, just as if Garth doesn't know why a chair in front of a door will make it hard to open. Like if you prop the chair underneath the door handle and then it can't push. He just has seen that in movies and knows that like you put it at an angle, the chair against the door, and then no one can open it. So he just put that in there.
Tell Dag it's Liz.
Okay, I'll get help.
And hurry!
Get me Dr. Rick Douglas.
Oh my goodness.
You again, you bastard.
I was about to say, like, since there's no rhyme or reason of what's getting controlled, why wouldn't his gun get controlled? There we go. Never mind. See, the show is smart. There you go.
Life of this. Damn, please come alive in my head. Suck on that. Escaped it. Filing cabinet.
In times of conflict, when you're up against...
Okay, so in other words, they worried that that the audience would not know what that was. So, alright, well, no one's gonna understand the dilemma he's in unless he says filing cabinet. That's how we make the tension. It's, oh my god.
Filing cabinet.
In times of conflict, when you're up against an aggressor, be he human, be he inhuman, whoe'er he be, often he's both, you're running on adrenaline. And that is what you have to capture in the mise-en-scene. And then you add to that the supernatural element.
An eagle-eyed viewer might be able to see the wires. A pedant might be able to see the wires. But I think if you're looking at the wires, you're ignoring the story. If you go to a puppet show, you can see the wires. But it's about the puppets. It's not about the string. You go to a Punch and Judy show and you're only watching the wires, you're a freak.
Yeah, it's me, Dag. I'm in a dead end.
Yeah, you know all the wires that are in Punch and Judy shows? They had puppets? Oh, that's the thing about those shows. There's so many fucking wires. It's crazy.
I've been cornered by some cutlery. I think I can take them. A whisk, a tin opener, and a spatula. Yeah, I'll take the whisk out first and hold them off as long as I can. Ah! I'm hit, I'm down. Yeah, got me in the leg. They'll be after you next. Bye.
I love how, like, he might be the best actor on the show, but he always seems, I mean, the actor of the actor, always seems so bored. Like, I want to hear his interviews. I hope we get some, unless he's dead. I hope we get some interviews with, I can't remember what the actor's name is. I know Matt Berry, but I mean, like, what the fake actor's name is, because he just seems like so bored, but also extremely like fate accepted of what this is. Just like, this is what I'm doing, whatever. I get speaking.
Let's do this.
It's just you and me now, kiddo.
Hello, Dr. Ray Douglas speaking. How may I help you? Bye. That was Jim. He said that Liz is the source of all this telekinetic activity. She's pinned Reed against the wall of his office and is propelling objects around as a kind of guard outside the room. He also added that I would hot tail it up there right away, which means going all the way back to where we originally set out from, which is an irony in itself. You stay here.
But
it's just so... It's like taking producer notes. I'm just like, well, how will this person know this information? It's like, well, someone has to call someone. Okay, yeah. Picks up the phone, whatever, and then just immediately knows all the information. Just so beautifully, sloppily paced.
Rick!
No buts. You're a good temp. You've got a lot of clerical work ahead of you. Don't blow it all by getting yourself killed.
Yes. Slow-mo run. What are these red rooms? Oh no, there's a blue one there. Okay. I don't know if the red and the blue rooms are meant to look spooky, or if he just thinks that's what a basement is like, or who knows. With him, he might think that the colors have some sort of deeper meaning. The styrofoam cup made me think of a very silly movie called Freaked that involves a styrofoam cup. That made me laugh. Which, if you have not seen Freaked, look it up. It's a good time if you like really, 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 really silly comedies. And you want to see Keanu Reeves play a dog man. Wait, could you... Hang on, sorry. Just fully showing the apparatus that's making it for that little thing. Just fully showing the rig.
There's a lot of slow motion. The episodes were running up to 8 minutes under.
Oh my God.
The only way to stretch them out was with slow motion. And we tried to keep the slow motion away from the dialogue as much as possible.
As much
But
as
anything
possible.
without dialogue was considered for slow motion.
I ran the only way I knew how, by placing one leg in front of the other in quick succession. I had to help Reed, trapped in his office by a desk he could no longer trust. I had to help Sanchez, locked in primal struggle twixt man and wisp.
Wisp to the neck!
And I had to help the temp, who was probably doing some filing or data entry. I pressed on, chased by a stapler that had my name on it. This was unbelievable. Liz was now turning my own stationery against me. What would she throw at us next?
Garth's name is...
As I rounded the corner, I felt muscular and compact, like corned beef. Irony of irony, all this paper meant more paperwork. And look at that, I thought in my head. Liz has even struck the kiddie wing.
If only someone would set up a foundation to harness kids' psychokinetic powers.
This sorry madam was about to get a double dose of Darkplace Douglas medicine.
Liz, hide your shame.
Oh my God, that hair. Looks like an early Tim Burton drawing. Up in the corner like Tony Collette in Hereditary. Heavens me. That was a crazy looking dude.
Hide your shame.
Sometimes I always think of the movie Ed Wood, my favorite Tim Burton film, my favorite Johnny Depp film, about the director Ed Wood, where he's talking to where he's talking to Bela Lugosi, and he's supposed to be being attacked by this like giant squid monster, but they didn't have the motor for it because they were kind of filming where they weren't supposed to be. So it's just like, just flail his arms around, make it look like he's killing you. And that's all that I see here. Cut the sound completely. It's so bad looking. It looks so bulky. Like there's literally like there's a lunch tray in the front of his shirt. Oh gosh. That thing's kind of freaky.
I just want to say you did a heck of a thing back there. I'm sorry I busted your balls.
I wouldn't have had it any other way.
What's your name, son?
Clive.
It's a strange name for an American.
I'm from Bermuda.
Oh, that explains it. British Principality.
It's actually a dependent territory.
What's that?
The Queen appoints a governor charged with internal...
Oh god. It's that thing of like the guy, because he's supposed to be a Stephen King type character, and Stephen King writes a bazillion books. You tell he's the kind of writer who overwrites everything. So it's just like, I can't just have this character randomly be called, like I have to explain why he's called Clive, and then also show how smart I am.
Internal security and external defense, but she's still the de facto sovereign.
We had so much to teach each other. I'm going to miss you, Clive. I'm going to miss the banter, which is fizzed from the get-go. And as I say, I'm going to miss your balls.
I
can't hear you.
I was supposed to file this.
I'll get Liz to do it first, then. Under the circumstances, it's the least she can do. Don't you dare, Dot.
Acting moment! Yes! Is there no better actor than the actor he thinks he is? I think not. Yes!
I suppose I owe you all an apology. And Sanch,
Yes, Liz?
thanks for the lobotomy.
Not a problem. The procedure to extract psychokinetic ability is in its infancy, though surprisingly simple all the same.
I guess being told that I couldn't get a chicken supper was the straw that broke this camel's back. It was unprofessional and girlish. It won't happen again. Buns?
I've seen a couple I fancy.
I bake them by way of apology.
And so ends a chapter in a book I fear is yet to close, right, Dag?
I just can't believe the temp is dead.
It's all right, Rick. We'll get another one.
It's not that. I guess I kind of liked the kid. He reminded me a lot of myself at that age. I was wild.
That's true.
Full of ideas, going knuckle to knuckle with anyone in authority, real Jimmy Dean. Guess we were two peas punching it out in the same pod. I just hope
I love that he's put all this, like, he wanted this character to represent so many things, but also didn't want to go to the trouble of writing that for the character, because then he might not have been the coolest character in the scene. So he had to make the character totally blank, so he is always still the best character in the scene, but then can retroactively give him traits by just saying that he had them.
when the temp died, he realised how much we taught one another, you know, that it weren't just one-way traffic.
I'm sure if he'd had any breath left in his body, he'd have used it to thank you.
Well, you'd hope.
Come on, Dag. What's that? Buy us all a drink down the drip.
I'd appreciate that. I could use a drink.
As long as it's not a screwdriver.
Yes, I'd prefer a beer. Dear me. Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Goodness. Oh, yes.
We'd seen a new.
This is where the last one ended too. Okay, so what? Every episode's got to wrap up on the the not green screen, but the like curtains showing the background. Looks like it's a school play background for the roof.
We'd seen a new side to Liz. Hell hath no fury like a woman's scorn. They can get upset at the slightest thing, whether it be forgetting to acknowledge them in front of one's friends, or insisting on splitting a restaurant bill in proportion to the cost of food that was actually ordered by each party, even though that's only fair. I'd have to try and change. Tomorrow I'd tell her she'd lost weight, or that her hair looked nice, whichever seemed more plausible.
I think what this episode shows above all is that the human spirit cannot be overcome. You know, as a writer, if you took away my paper, I would write on my heart. If you took away my ink, I'd write on the wind. It wouldn't be an ideal way to work.
Matthew Holness, there we go. Oh my god. That was beautiful. I apologize again for my coughing. I unfortunately have long COVID and it's been flaring up, and so it's just how it's going to be. And of course, in these they were so much more because I'm laughing, so I'm coughing a bunch. So I hope I was still intelligible, but man, that was fun.
Garth Marenghi's Darkplace is a Garth Marenghi production in association with Dean Lerner.
And if you like this one as well, I do plan to do the next one like in the next week or so. So try to do one of these at least once a week. And then who knows, maybe going into other shows if you guys think I should, because these are incredibly fun to do. So this is stupid long, and I apologize, but it is what it is. Thanks so much for sitting with me. I say from the past to the future. Thank you for watching. All right, bye, everybody.